Hello grade 7, welcome to another week of virtual school. For this video, our topic is graphing linear function. At the end of this video, you need to submit two parts or two things. One is the warm-up exercise, and then the other one is the answer in your practice sheet that will be or that can be found in your e-learning document. Okay, so let's get started. The first one is warm-up. So at this point, you're going to pause the video and you need to answer these two questions. For the first part in here, you need to use the slope formula wherein you're going to assign the y sub 2 minus y sub 1 divided by x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay, so you need to find the slope of these two pairs. And then for this part, you need to find or give the slope by inspection. So that means that you're going to count the number of units going down and then the number of units going to the left or right. And then you have to figure out whether the line is a positive, a negative, a zero, or an undefined slope. Okay, so pause the video and complete the exercise. Okay, let's get started. So for this video, you have two inquiry questions. You need to, at the end of this video, you need to be able to answer these two questions. First one is, how do you make a table of values? The second one is, how do you use table of values to graph a linear function? Okay, so let's define first what is a linear function or linear functions. It is a function that graphs into a straight line. So at the end, when you graph it, you are making a straight line. I'm sorry about the S over here. Okay, so there are four types of lines. Okay, first one is the one that shows increasing trend, and we call that a positive slope. And so that you can see here, it's going up. The second one is the decreasing trend. It shows decreasing trend, which is a negative slope. And then the line is going down just like what you see in here. The third one is constant. That means that the value does not change and the slope is zero and it's just a horizontal line. The fourth and the last one is the undefined slope or undefined line, wherein you will see a vertical line. Okay, so that is our review. Okay, so for the first inquiry question, and how do you make a table of values, I'm going to show you how do you make one. Okay, so in this example, you're given a function which is y is equal to negative x. In here, I have given the values of negative x, but if I don't give you values, that means that you are going to assign your own value. So it is up to you. So for the sake of this example, I'm giving values for x. So here, you're just going to assign the given value of x to the negative x. Okay, so that will, I'm going to put that on one side and then replace this x by negative 3. Okay, since that's negative 3 and then there's a negative outside here, that means this is negative 1. So negative 1 multiplied by negative 3 gives you positive, and y is 3, and that means that that 3 should go into here. So whenever x is negative 3, your y coordinate is 3. So let's move on to the next value, which is negative 1. We substitute that negative 1 to the x. So that's negative 1 multiplied by negative 1. So y is equal to positive 1. And let's move that one inside the table so it goes beside negative 1. Okay. Third value of y is positive 1 or just simply 1. Let's replace that. And then, as you can see in here, the difference between 3 and 1 is a negative 2. Okay, so that's how far they are. So if the line is straight, you will know that it will keep going down as minus 2. And then you can just complete the table, and negative 1 is following that, and then negative 3. Okay, this is another strategy, or you can just continue substituting the value. Okay, so now that you have completed the table, that means you now have your table of values for the function y is equal to negative x. Okay, so let's have another practice. Your function is y is equal to x minus 3. Once again, I have provided the values for the x. If there are no values here, that means that you are going to assign your own values. So I chose to do 5, 4, 3, and 2. Okay, most people would do some negative values, a 0, and positive values, but I have chosen to use positive values. So same thing that we did before. Your function is, I highlighted it with blue. Okay, so then I put it at the right side so you can clearly see it. Now we're going to start replacing x. Okay, the first one is 5. So 5 will replace x, so that means y is equal to 5 minus 3 and y is 8 2. So I am going to put that 2 inside the table. There you go. And then the next one is 4. I'll do the same thing, replace x with 4, so that will be 4 minus 3, which is a 1, and then put 1 inside the table. There you go, 4 1. And then now it's looking that it's going down, so I'm just going to continue minus 1. So I'll keep doing that, minus 1, so that the next is a 0 and then negative 1. Okay, but be careful with that. It's better that you keep replacing the value, because here it matches, because here it also goes down by 1. Okay, so that's how you make a table of values. Now, let's move on to the second question, which is, how do you use your table of values to graph a linear function? Okay, but first, before you start graphing, let's make sure that you know the ordered pair. So for every value in the table, you are given a value of x and then an equivalent or corresponding value of y. Okay, so the first number will always be the x coordinate and the second number will always be the y coordinate. Okay, so I'm just going to put this here. I am not going to read it for you. You can read it. You may stop the video so you can read it on your own. Okay, so now I am going to continue. So plot the ordered pair 3 1. So we are going to pretend that the point is a person. So the first one, it's like a person going to an elevator. So the person is going to go 1, 2, 3 units, and once the person is inside the elevator, that means it's going to move up by 1 level. So the point will be there. So that's the ordered pair 3 1. Okay, be careful because it went to the right because it's a positive, and it went up because it's positive. Okay, so let's try. I now have a completed table. The completed table, the function is y is equal to x plus 4. So for every value of x, you add 4. So here the value of x is 0 plus 4 is a 4. Here the value of x is 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Here the value of x is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. And then here the value of x is 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Okay, now we have a total of 4 points. The first ordered pair is 0 and a 4. The second one is 1 and a 5. The third is 2 and a 6. The fourth is 3 and a 7. So now I'm going to put the person here. Okay, the person does not move to the right nor to the left because it's 0. Okay, so it did not walk. So now it's inside the elevator. That's 0. It doesn't walk. Now, because it's 4 and positive, it's going to go up by 4 units. So that's your first point. Okay. Now we move on to the second pair, 1 and 5. The person is now back to 0. You have a value of 1, so that it's positive, so it goes to the right by 1 unit. And then It's now inside the elevator. It will now go, it's going to go up by 5 units. There you go. Then that's your second point. Okay, back to the person, and we are in the third ordered pair, and it's going to continue same with the fourth pair or the fourth point. Once you have plotted all 4 points, you just draw a line and then extend it. So that's your line for the function y is equal to x plus 4. Okay. So before you get started and do your practice, I am going to show you how you are going to do the practice sheet. So now you're about to finish. So when given a problem, you're going to put here your assigned value to the left. It is up to you what values you want. Okay. Once you know the values, then use the value of x to replace the x here, and then to get the y, and then you will get the points that you need to be able to graph a linear function. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I had done. I now completed the table. I used the values 1, 2, 3, 4, and I replace it. So that will be for 2, y is equal to 2x. This means multiply. Y is equal to 2 times 1. So the y is 2. Here I replace x by 2. So that's 2 times 2, which is a 4. And then 3 is 2 multiplied by 3, which is a 6. Okay, and then the last one is a 4, which is 8. So now you have completed your points. The first point is a 1, 2. Okay, the second point is 2, 4, and then 3, 6, and 4, 8 correspondingly. Now we are ready to graph. The first point is 1, 2. Using the person, you will have 1 to the right, and then the elevator goes up by 2 levels. The second point is 2, 4. So the person is going from 0, walk twice here and move up, and moves up by 4 points or 4 levels. Then same thing with the third point, which is 3 and a 6. So you have your 3 here, positive 3, and then 6 over here to y-axis. And then the fourth one is a 4 and 8. So you will see 8, 4, and an 8. After plotting the 4 points, you just connect all these 4 points and draw a long line, and that will be your line for the linear function y is equal to 2x. Okay, so now I have given you the example. You can now do the last part of the submission. So what you're going to do is download the practice sheet that is in your e-learning document, and then complete the table of values. Once you have completed, graph the function. When you are done, take a clear photo, because some of you submitted a very unclear photo which I can't really read your work. So, and then take a photo of your work, or you may scan it, and then once you have done it, upload it in ManageBack. The name of the task is Virtual School Table of Values. Okay, this is it, and bye. If you have, oh, by the way, if you have any problems, then let's do Google Chat or Google Hangout. Okay, bye.